This is not a Blue Line train. I know, it says Blue Line, but trust me, it's not. I'm Tom, and I want to thank you for watching this new Trains Are Awesome video. If you like train-related content, please subscribe to Trains Are Awesome. The rapid transit system in Chicago is known as the L, and it's operated by the Chicago Transit Authority. Of the 8 lines, the CTA Blue Line is the longest. Named after that feeling you get when it's 5 a.m. and you're riding it on your way to work, the Blue Line runs over what used to be the Metropolitan West Side Elevated. I promise this becomes important later. Only a very small section of the original tracks remain, as over the past century much of the line has been moved underground and into highway medians. Trains run between Forest Park and O'Hare International Airport 24 hours a day, but there are also some short-term services that run during rush hour. It's evening rush and I'm at California Station. Between all the Forest Park bound departures, a little white box indicates that we're about to see the arrival of a train headed to UIC Halsted. And that's the train I've come here for today. But first we gotta let this regular boring Forest Park train leave.
Western is next.
Alright, the train to UIC Halsted was hot on that train's heels. There we go. Why did I just focus on the number? Well, to the average commuter, this may look like every other train on the line, but we're actually on a type of train that's not native to the Blue Line, and your chances to ride these happen only a few times a day, if at all. The train we are on originated in Jefferson Park and will terminate at UIC Halsted, providing extra, if seemingly unnecessary, capacity along the busiest stretch of the line. Now, normally trains on the Blue Line are operated using a mix of older 2600 series and 3200 series trains, the oldest trains the CTA has in regular passenger service. Since recently, the new 7000 series also run on the Blue Line. Missing from this list is the 5000 series, the workhorse of the red, yellow, purple, pink, and green lines. The reason these don't run on the Blue Line may have something to do with them being heavier than older models, and since the tracks west of UIC are in very poor condition, the 5000s would damage that part of the line even more due to their heavy weight. A piece published on the CTA website a few years ago offers an additional reason. You see, it seems that the 5000 series, due to their heavier weight, use more electricity than older generation trains. Since the tracks between Jefferson Park and O'Hare are not equipped with enough substations to provide the power if all service was done with 5000 series, they use the older trains. But remember that number I showed earlier? That was a 5000. That's right, this train is part of a minuscule fraction of services on the Blue Line operated by a 5000 series. I'll answer why they use these in a little bit, but first let's note some of the differences. You've got more longitudinal seating than on older models for one. The 5000s also have a blinking light and a beeping noise when the doors close, a feature older models lack.
Doors closing.
Most beneficial to the passengers, however, are these LED screens at each end of the car. The Blue Line has a lot of stations, and I've been distracted before and missed the announcement, or sometimes they don't play. Of course, there are also passengers who are deaf or hard of hearing, and so it's helpful to have the visual information as well, so you can always know where you are with just a glance.
This is a Blue Line train to UIC Halsted.
We're downtown, and I believe I now officially have this car to myself.
This is a Blue Line train to UIC Halsted. Doors closing.
I'll tell you what surprised me though, the fact that there were route maps up for the Blue Line inside this train. But we're on the Blue Line, so why is that surprising? And what's up with me saying that this really isn't a Blue Line train? We need answers! Well, we've arrived at our last stop, UIC Halstead, so I'll give you answers.
UIC is the last stop for the train. If you're going to Fort Park, there will be a train behind me. Once again, UIC is the next stop and it's the last stop for this train.
Sign says this is Clinton, but this is not Clinton. This is UIC Halstead.
UIC Halstead is next. This is UIC Halstead. As far as this train goes, trains to Forest Park.
UIC Halstead has a tail track, so trains can turn around there, but that's not what ours does. After the operator clears the train, she runs it out of service to the next station, Racine. Some of my friends tell me that sometimes they'll let passengers stay on until Racine, but not this time, I guess. Now, last year I uploaded a video where we rode a Pink Line train terminating at Racine rather than going to the loop. It used a connecting track known as the Loomis Ramp, and that's the same ramp that our train is headed up today. You see, what is today's Pink Line was also built by the Metropolitan West Side Elevated. Throughout most of its history, this line, which is known as the Douglas Branch, operated in conjunction with what is now the Blue Line. In fact, until 2006, this was a branch of the Blue Line. However, in 2006, they took an old maintenance track known as the Paulina Connector. They reactivated that old branch and rerouted trains from 54th and Cermak to go to the loop rather than onto the Blue Line, creating the Pink Line. The Pink Line is actually the newest color on the L map. So the train we were just on is stored at Cicero Yard on the Pink Line. It runs out of service to Polk, takes the ramp down to Blue, runs in service to Jefferson Park, turns around, runs back to Racine, and then out of service back up the ramp to Cicero Yard. The Pink Line exclusively uses 5000 series trains, which is why these trains are also 5000s. So that's what I meant when I said that while they run on the Blue Line, these trains are not Blue Line trains. Thanks for watching today. In our everyday public transit, there are some strange and interesting things that you only notice when you pay close attention. Things like this are my favorite kind of video to make, so make sure to subscribe to Trains Are Awesome and hit the bell icon so you don't miss anything. Also, you can follow us on Instagram and check out our Patreon. One more thing before we go, this video would not have been possible without the helpful information from my friend Chicagoland Transit. He really has one of the best YouTube channels all about public transport, mostly in Chicago, but also in some other US cities, so definitely go check out his channel and support him. We'll see you next time.